Hello?
Hey, Tiffany.
Hi.
Well, Tiffany, I don't even know where to begin. Looking at everything you've done, the music and you have a store open now, and you've been on all these shows and movies and stuff with like Debbie Gibson. Wow, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, I keep myself pretty busy. It's a great place to be because I'm just doing stuff that I really want to do and enjoy doing, and then with that said, also things just kind of fall into my lap. And if it sounds fun and I can learn something from it and be around great people and my fans would enjoy it, then I'm like, yeah, okay. So that's led to movies and independent films and different writing projects and cameos on different TV shows, and gosh, it keeps going.
And let's not forget who used to open for you back in the day. New Kids on the Block. They used to kick it off for you.
Yeah, no, it was great. They came into not really audition, but we had the same agent, and they weren't on a tour yet, and their album hadn't really dropped yet, and it was my girlfriend and I. My best friend used to travel with me on the road for the summers. I mean, who doesn't want their best friend with her,
Exactly,
yeah. To the mall and do all of that kind of stuff, and then these 5 really cute guys came in and started singing, and we were like, yeah, this makes sense to us. Put them on the door.
And without getting into it too much, there was one of those guys that I guess you got a little more close with than the others.
Yeah, Jonathan. He's a sweetheart.
And you still in touch with them at all, or not so much anymore?
Oh no, actually, I mean, we all have mutual friends.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's great, to kind of connect and stuff like that. I mean, we're all so busy and everybody's different places. But with Facebook and all these other, ways to reach out, it's a lot easier. But, I mean, I haven't seen anybody from the New Kids face to face in a while. So I'll have to kind of, it seems like they were in Nashville doing a show and I was out of town. So, it's always one of those things, but we'll have to make a point. But yeah, I mean, Jonathan will always have a near, and dear place to my heart, and definitely, his family's awesome as well. So I got to know everybody and get close to them.
And you've your music career, like you've had 15 million albums worldwide, and I would like to just tell you that I have the cassette version of one of those in my car. That's how old my car is, to give you an idea. But that is the thing. My girlfriend's a big fan, and every time like she's out with her friends and I gotta give them a ride somewhere or whatever, it's always like, all right, get the old Tiffany cassette tape, and that's how you get. It still gets the party started, Tiffany.
I'm sure it gets some attention with the cassette tape.
It's the nostalgicness of, I guess, the nostalgia of the cassette.
Well, thank you very much. I'm loving that. I'm very much old school, so I'm stuck in my ways. I was just to see Heart last night.
Yeah,
and
wow.
We were talking about vinyl. And, and when all 3 of us were just saying, yeah, we really love vinyl, and we're all moms now, so we were talking about raising our kids and that they have to check out vinyl. And my son's 21, so he's approaching it. He's collecting now, and I'm like, yes.
It's cool. Well, they said, they said I think last year that was the highest vinyl sales have been since, I guess, back in the heyday of it all. Like I'm all over vinyl too. It's totally like it's back.
It is back. I mean, for me, again, I love all the liner notes and the photos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And I think you get a chance to kind of peek into the artist's mind, and just kind of hear what they have to say to their fans, or what they think about the project or who they worked with. I mean, that's always really interesting to me.
Yeah, and how does it feel now that you're kind of doing all this? I guess you have more control over what you're doing now musically too. So speaking of all the details that go with music, is it feel good to kind of be more like really behind everything now?
Yeah, I mean, it's got its own different stress points, definitely, because you are in charge and I'm funding it, and but that was really a choice. Sometimes going with a label is great, but there's a process there, and I think for somebody like me, for right now, I just want to create music and get it out there.
Mm-hmm.
So simpler the better kind of thing. But definitely when you're in the driver's seat, you're definitely in the driver's seat. So you better know what you're doing. But it's all been a great experience. I mean, especially for me as a writer, it's been really great to kind of come full circle. I always wanted to write, even on the first 2 albums, and just, never really happened. And I felt really intimidated by it. So I've taken a long time to get there, but it's awesome to be an official songwriter and writing songs for me and other artists and for projects. So, I feel like I'm growing a lot.
And currently, we can find your most recent stuff, as we said, Rose Tattoo, and you said you're working on more stuff for this year.
Yeah, I'm doing I'm doing kind of a ballad album, and I don't really know what direction it's going to take on per se, but we're just writing a bunch of great love songs and ballads and heartbreak songs, and I've always wanted to do something that really kind of just shows off my voice. And, I have to say, as much as I love doing full band shows and I love doing the clubs, I think it would be kind of awesome to be in my pretties and sit on a stool next to piano.
Yes.
And just sing. So, I really needed some material that kind of lends itself to that.
Yeah, and I was actually checking out your stuff on your website. Like you have the most incredible voice, and I think you was the show. Was it Hit Me Baby One More Time, where I think you really showed people that you're like, this is the real thing.
Yeah, a lot of people, and they just still don't know that I'm a singer. But,
yeah.
I just keep working, and I'm out there, and again, I love what I'm doing. So, I think a lot of people love I Think We're Alone Now, and they remember the 80s and the videos and, big earrings and my jean jackets and all of that. But when they buy a ticket to come to my show, and then I'm really singing, I get really compliments a lot of that. You sing better than you did back then, and you were just a little kid. So that's such a great compliment for me. But it's awesome to have that, I guess, discovery. So I'm going to keep doing it until I guess people just kind of get it that I'm really a real vocalist. There's always that thing about, was I manufactured at 14 when I recorded the album, and hopefully someday I'll cross over that hump. But I think that really you just have to get out there and do it for people to believe.
And do you find music is kind of working against you now in a way that now people, if the people equivalent to you now that are starting out young, it's a lot like that. It's a lot of auto tune. It's a lot of no one writes their songs anymore. All that kind of stuff. So how do you feel about the current situation with music?
Well, I mean, I'm very open-minded. I think there's enough room for everyone, and I think that if you're like me, I listen to an array of things. My musical library is pretty crazy, and I've always been like that. I mean, when I first started buying records, I would go up and get Barbra Streisand and Ozzy Osbourne and like Run DMC and and I was actually pretty embarrassed and I'd have my friend buy them for me because I was like, yeah, it's just all over the shop, and she's like, why are you so weirded out about that? But back in the high school, I think it is, you have to be one thing. You're either, back then it was like you were mod or new wave or a rocker, and I really always had eclectic friends and really liked different people, and same thing with fashion and music. And now it's great to kind of wear all these different hats and meet all these different people and work with them. So, I think that today's music scene, I love a lot of the dubstep stuff. I love a lot of the tracks. Sometimes the lyrics are a little like, oh, okay, that was written in 10 minutes, but it's the tracks that really make it happen for me.
Very cool. Well, Tiffany, thank you so much for the time, and I look forward to the new release. And we'll have to make sure we do this again when you drop that new album in the future.
I would love that. Thank you so much.